Jamor, thank you for being here with us at Unite Monaco.
I'm so excited. It's been such a brilliant time here in Monaco and getting to be here with you guys hosting the yacht and with so many amazing people. I'm just overwhelmed.
We are very curious to know more about PraSaga.
Yeah, we're kind of making our debut a bit. Most people have not encountered us. We are a brand new native blockchain. So all of that means, if you think of Ethereum or Bitcoin or any of the majors, we are the next generation. We've looked at everything that exists today, and we've decided we can do better, and that's what we've built.
So you took your time and
Yeah,
make an overview of the present, and then you reimagine the future.
exactly.
How will the future look for us?
Well, that's the exciting part. Blockchain has had a huge promise for many years to be able to give us, frictionless markets, the ability to have full provenance and know where our products come from and how they exist in the world. Now we're seeing, entire financial markets opening up because we've basically disintermediated humans. You now have the amount of flow in economy that is the potential of blockchain. So I'm very optimistic that we're just at the very beginning right now. And as we start to move forward over the years, we'll look back and say, yeah, that was very early times. We were going from, like, and this will date me, but MS DOS to Windows, or going from having a regular phone to a smartphone with an app store. Those are the kinds of transition we're seeing right now.
One of the trends, if I can say that, is the sustainability
Yeah.
and the impact investing. And
Yes.
how will you translate this new trend into your
So
vision?
you have to understand we're in infrastructure.
Mhm.
So what we have to do is inspire a lot of people to
Mhm.
build on our ecosystem on it. We've had a number of very strong conversations with companies that are part of the UN SDG programs that are doing a lot to bring everything from carbon sequestration to removal of plastics. All of these initiatives are much more empowered when they get to be driven by the blockchain. Because now you have a way to see, okay, we haven't just externalized this internal cost by pushing out pollution into the world. We've actually accounted for it. And what each product does to impact the world can now be put on the blockchain. And everybody can know what truth is.
How about the project for eliminating waste in government spending?
Now, that one gets dicey. I
Mhm.
mean, I'll give you an example.
Please.
We sat down with Lucid Motors, and we're working with them on, like, automotive supply chain. And the conversation went quickly from how we could make them much more efficient at getting the data to the government they needed to for a recall, or dealing with, like, the very certifications that go into what the metallurgical or chemical composition of a part is that might fail. What they said is, look, we've all signed these treaties for tariffs, right? And if you could put that on the blockchain, now it's a third party saying what truth is. Because if you know what the governments that these people have to deal with are charging them, it's nothing to do with the tariff treaties that have been signed. That's where the graft and corruption comes in, at least in that particular case with automotive supply chain. And then they said, look, just so we can go faster, let's go ahead and certify that we pass all the requirements to go through customs, because we shouldn't sit there with goods sitting for 3 to 5, 6 months waiting to go through customs. That should all be third party certified. It doesn't have to be the government that checks the boxes. It can be put on the blockchain. We know what truth is.
This is just one of the solutions that you
Oh yeah, no,
propose.
no,
So,
no, and we're just inspiring people to build those.
exactly. This is my next question.
Yeah, yeah.
My next question. What are the solutions that you
So
propose now?
yeah, I mean, I think one of the challenges for any blockchain is to say, oh, these are the use cases. I mean, if you look at how Ethereum's been used in fintech, how Hyperledger was used in logistics, or you look at Cardona in banking, or even Ripple, there have been some isolated use cases, but nobody who's really cracked the code to make it across all industries for all use cases of blockchain. And we believe that's what we've been able to do. We've made it much easier to develop complex solutions to problems that we know exist in industry, and inspired innovators to build the next platforms that we can now have the Amazons and the next, let's just say, metas or metaverses discovered on. Partly because we've made it so anybody can program a application on our blockchain. It doesn't take a specialized amount of intelligence or knowing a special language or whatever. You can just call the functions right off the operating system that's running on the blockchain. Completely new way of doing things, except for that's the way we've always built things. Whether you're writing for Windows or OS 10 or doing a Linux or iPhone application, you've always called the functions that are capable on your device. You don't write all of the code each time from the ground up. I like to say it's, if I had to use, every time I wanted to write a Word document, I had to write the Word program in order to write you that Word document, I probably wouldn't do it. And that's where kind of we're at with blockchain right now. Smart contracts, very difficult, very serialized. They have to be done one at a time. Can't be done in parallel. So those are the things. We've moved away from smart contracts. We put an operating system on the blockchain, and we've come up with a unique, secure approach to our consensus, which just means we're not as vulnerable to long-term or short-term attacks. Because if you're going to put your next currency on a new model, you want to make sure that it's as hardened as possible against attack, and that's what we've done.
So what are your plans for the future?
So our plans are to tell everybody else's story. I mean, our goal. So, for example, we want to put together collaboratives where people come together and solve shared problem sets, whether it be from enterprise or from startup innovators, etc. We want to make those marriages happen. We're also in the process of raising a venture fund that will be deployed into these startups that have great ideas. So our goal is to be the facilitators of the ecosystem. We're a Swiss foundation. We'll be fully decentralized, and we'll be giving this away to the planet. So our job is to actually inspire people to make a new future using this infrastructure.
Jay, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you. This was wonderful.